Hello there.
Welcome to the Obi Foreign Alliance. In today's video, we'll be reviewing Cobra Kai Season 1 review. Cobra Kai is a sequel reboot set 35 years after the events of the movies, and in a different perspective. It takes the perspective of Johnny, the character who lost the fight, and it shows how sometimes the loser gets in depression and kind of doesn't know what to do with himself. So we get to see how he's kind of become a bum and he's kind of gone into this, not looking after himself, eating the wrong foods and things like that. And then in the movie, he was the villain and the antagonist. In this show, he's more of the hero in somewhat. It's more his perspective, and then Daniel's the complete opposite. He's basically has his own car dealership franchise, and he's really successful. So it's quite interesting seeing how one person's become successful and one hasn't. Daniel is more the, somewhat the villain, but it's all perspective because we all change, we're all different as human beings. So Johnny gets more fleshed out in this show than in the movie. That's the good thing about TV shows, they can flesh out characters, and Johnny's quite a very interesting character that you learn quite a lot about in the seasons more than you do in the movie. Where he lives, he meets this boy named Miguel who is getting bullied at school, and then at the service station he sees him getting picked on and harassed, and then he intervenes, gets arrested, and then his stepfather bows him out and says, I don't want to be in your life anymore. So he goes, well, I'm going to do something with my life. I want to be a different person somewhat, so I'm going to start this new just start some karate and become Miguel's sensei. So we get to see how Cobra Kai begins again from the next generation. In the show, Cobra Kai is portrayed differently in the show to the movie because of the sensei. Johnny has kind of the same teachings, but he wants to be different, but he's stuck in his old ways. Like he says on the wall, and his motto is strike first, strike hard, no mercy. But he wants to be different. He wants to show compassion, not to be a arsehole, as he says. And he wants to try and teach the students that you can change your life and try and succeed and try and change the script on who you want to be, what's a good message, and try and get into something that you believe in. His philosophy is you gotta have the if you look different, or if you're different, you need to change your mystique. What somewhat disagree, but I think he more means well, but he's just misguided. He tries his best, but inspire some new recruits and to defend themselves. Inspire some new recruits and to defend themselves by attacking his teaching offense, what somewhat don't agree with, but at least they're not doing something to defend themselves because they've been getting bullied. The theme that we keep seeing is the different perspective that the events of what happened in the movie, Johnny tells a different story and Daniel tells a different story, and we see Daniel Sensei appear as well, but the actor passed away, so he couldn't be in the show. So we see callbacks, and they do things in clever ways. What's quite clever is by watching this show, it kind of makes you want to watch the movie as well, what I think is a pretty cool thing that the show, main positive that the show actually does. It's quite amazing that it does that. It pays homage to the original film quite well. Probably the parts when they were learning karate, but the different aspects of how Daniel taught his student Robbie, and then how Johnny taught his students, just the different aspects and style and belief systems were quite interesting, how it all worked out, and just different belief systems. It portrays the kids as they change quite a lot, and that they learn things quite quickly, and they're pretty cool, but sometimes they use the excuse of getting bullied to do the wrong thing, what I don't personally agree with, and sometimes like with kid things, it's a little bit cringe-worthy and things like that. And the main student, Miguel, learns pretty quick, and he's likable, but they change him in a way that there's quite a lot of changing and things like that. What gets quite frustrating and annoying sometimes. The conveniences are things happen for the plot to move along, so of course for Johnny to get motivated and to see Daniel, his car had to break. So in that scene we see, out of all the dealerships that Daniel owns, could have gone to a different one, or the one that he wasn't at, but for the show for them to meet, he had to go to one that Daniel was at. And this is kind of a problem throughout the show, because in one instance, Miguel and Daniel's daughter were seeing each other, and then Miguel gets jealous, and it felt quite, part of the show for the sake of it, and then he ends up becoming a jerk, and then we get this moment when they don't decide to see each other. So just things like that are in the plot for the sake of it. I would highly recommend this show if you enjoy the movie. It's a highly bingeable show. It's on Netflix now, because originally it was a YouTube Plus show. So, and Netflix has the rights to it. Yeah, it's quite an easily bingeable show. I was quite invested and wanted to know what was going to happen next. I watched it in 3 days, so it's quite a easyable watching show. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Highly recommend watching it. Like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Comment if you enjoyed the video. Bye bye.